Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. So I have been receiving a few requests to show you how I tie my scarves. A couple of ways I tie my scarves. And I have been wearing scarves a lot lately, and that's what I tend to do in the fall. We've been having some cooler temperatures over the past couple of weeks. So it's scarf season again. And I have this little hanger here, and it's like a little black dress. I picked this up from Marshall's. It has these little holes in it, and it's just a scarf organizer. And in each hole you can literally just stuff as many scarves as you can in each hole. And I really like the convenience of that. That way you can actually see your scarf. So what I'm gonna do today is just show you, I think, 3 or 4 different ways that I like to, or that I tend to tie my scarves. There's so many different ways. You guys can be as creative as you can. I'll just show you how I do it, and within each style there's a couple different variations, and I'll show you that. So let's start with this scarf right here, which I think I wore last week or something. Recently I had this one on, and it is just a huge, it's really long, and it's really wide. I get a lot of my scarves from the thrift store, or I'll get them, in years past I've ordered them off eBay, like from international sellers. You can get like a bundle of scarves really cheap. So anyway, here is one way, and I don't have a name for this, and this is a very popular way to tie your scarf. You probably have seen this so many different times, because even last week when I wore this scarf, I didn't tie it this way. I think I tied it in a bow tie, which I'll show you the bow tie in a second. So anyway, I just put this on the back of my neck, and I'm gonna tie it. I'll just tie it, okay? And I have two sides, 2 equal sides. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. So you can twist these 2 together, or you can just roll them together. However you need to get them together, and make it really tight, and then it will start kind of twirling around itself to make like this unicorn. And you have to kind of just play with it. You can make your unicorn as tight or as big as you want. The bigger your scarf, the bigger your unicorn is going to be, or your bun, or whatever you want to call it. And push it back off your head. And I started off with a little black cap, and that's so that the scarf doesn't rub up against my hair and cause friction, and also so that it doesn't suck the oil out of my hair. My hair is very moisturized under here, so I like to keep like a little satin cap underneath. And so that's one way. Another way with this same style, you can kind of turn it to the side and wear your bun on the side or in the back. And I'm able to do that because I don't have it really tight. When you initially make that tie, do not do that really tight, or else you won't be able to move it. Because you do want to be able to move it. You might want to just tilt it to the side a little bit. You might want to push it back. So that's style number 1. Okay, style number 2 is one of my favorites too. All of these are my favorites. This is a very long scarf. Had it for many years. Probably got it from the thrift store. It's not very wide though. It's just super long. It is wide enough to cover my head. And it's some kind of cotton blend. And that's my favorite fabric to use, because if they're like a silky scarf, then it slides off. It doesn't tie very well or stay very well. So That's one thing to keep in mind. So this way is just you're going to need a hair tie. So I'm going to start off by kind of putting it in the middle. And I'm just going to like make a ponytail. And then you can adjust it how you want it. If you want it back off your head a little bit and have some of your hair out, or if you want it down a little further, that's totally up to you. But this style was really, really cute because to me it's just like a sloppy bun, a sloppy ponytail bun. So I'm going to take this and I'm literally going to swing this around because I want this to fall in the front, but I don't want it to be so long. So what I'm going to start doing is just gathering this ponytail up while watching how long it is in the front. When I get it to my desired length in the front, so about right there. So then I just take this extra fabric and just kind of let it hang loose. Take my tie and secure it. Just hang loose and sloppy like a sloppy bun. Adjust it how you need to in the front. And that is super cute. I love doing this with different scarves. Okay, so that is style number 2. Okay, so this next scarf, I wore this in a video yesterday. I got a lot of compliments. I actually went out to dinner yesterday and got a lot of compliments off this particular style, the way I'm going to style it. But I think more than anything, it's the scarf itself. It's so pretty. It has a lot of gold shimmer in it, so the fabric itself stands out. But it's just a long scarf. It has the fringes at the end. Sometimes I'll let those hang out in different ways I wear it. I like those to hang out, but in this one I'm gonna cover it. So let's see, start off with it like this and kind of make sure both sides are even. They don't have to be perfectly even, and tie a knot. And then I'm gonna make sure I hide my little cap underneath, my little scarf, and I'm gonna bring this to the side. And there's a couple of different ways I can wear the same style, the same scarf, the same style. So I can either twist them, or how I wore it yesterday, I kind of knotted them like this. So a loose knot, another loose knot, all the way down, and one more. So then I have like this knotted, or this braid, or however you want to call it, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And I like to start from this side. That's why I turned it to the side. So I'm going to turn it to the side a little more so that it can go all the way around. And then I just tuck the rest of it underneath. Love this. And I do think it's the pattern more than anything that stands out. And then you just kind of play with it, and it's okay if some of those frillies hang out. And that's that. And because my hair is so short, I don't have the bulk in the back. But if you have long hair, you can put your hair on top of your head and you'll have the bulk in the back, or you can just let your hair hang down from underneath the scarf, however you want to do it. So that is style number 3, and I'm going to show you one more way to do the same thing. Okay, so this is still style 3. So instead of starting in the back, bring it to the front, I'm gonna start in the front and do it the exact same way. So this is just literally a matter of preference. And I can knot it or just twist them together. Twist, twist, twist. Or I can do how I did the first time and do knots. Okay. And then bring it around. Like that. Has a different flare, but it's pretty much the same thing. And then I would just literally just tuck this under. Okay, and last but not least, this is one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. Again, this is a long scarf. This is kind of a thin scarf, as you can see. It's long, not very wide. And this is the bow tie, is what I call it. So I'm going to make sure they're kind of even. Put it over my head. And there's 2 different ways that you can do the bow tie, and I'll show you both ways. So I'm just going to tie a knot. To get started. Okay. Had a hard time tying that. Got 2 even pieces. And then I'm just going to make a bow. And I don't want to make it too big or to be too floppy, but sometimes that's cute depending on the scarf and the fabric of the scarf. But this one I'm not going to make very big, about like that. And just a regular bow. Tie it really, really tight. I tied the bow really tight, not that initial tie, okay? So now I got these 2 pieces that I just want to tuck underneath. And I kind of just take it all the way to the back so it won't be so bunchy in just one place. Kind of twist it a little bit and then tuck it around the perimeter. Okay, so now I have this bow that I just start playing with. Open it up. And no 2 bows are ever alike. So if I take this down and do it again, it will look completely different. I mean, similar but different. So there's my bow. Okay, so you twist it. I like to turn it to the side and have it droop like that. And I'm going to close this up just a little bit. And that is style number 4. And I'm going to show you one more way to make your bow. Okay, so instead of starting in the back, I'm going to start in the front. Making sure they're even. And you can kind of just from here position how you want it. If you want it, you know, pull your hair back or however you want that. I'm not going to tie it. I just crisscross them. And they're even, but if they weren't, then I would just loosen this up until I got them even. And they don't have to be perfect. So now I have these two sides that I'm gonna bring it to the top of my head and tie my bow on top. So this way allows the bow to be further on top of your head instead of just drooping right here in the front, which I like the first way better, but this is just another option. And you really can play around with your bow and have a perfect bow that sits on top, or you can make it real big and have it, you know, flop. So these two sides, now you don't want to bring them around to the front. You want to tuck them at the top. there's an opening at the top. Okay, get that smooth as possible, and then open the bow. And then that way your bow is on top. That is cute. It is cute. I like it, but I do tend to always put it right here on the side and let it flop down on the side. So that's another option to play around with different scarves, different fabrics, and they'll fall different every time. So that is style number 4. Okay, you guys, so that is it. Those are the 4 ways that I tend to wear my scarves. There's hundreds and hundreds of different options. Play around with fabrics and different size of scarves. Search YouTube for other tutorials and demos on how others tie their scarves. So many ideas. You can just be creative as you want to be. Thanks for the request. Thanks for tuning in, you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.